What's up guys, Flashfire here, and today I'm bringing you the second battle of week 1 of the IEP. This is Goldenrod Gligars versus the Hearthome Hex, whose coach is TheJayKay. I will link his channel down below. He's a cool guy, you should go and check him out. I'm not sure if he posts videos, but go and check out his channel anyway, yeah. So this is a draft that I'm very scared of. He has two very, very powerful sweepers. Tyrantrum is terrifying, Volcarona is terrifying, and I don't really like it. He's also got the Escavalier right there, which is pretty threatening, and Mashuna. Oh my god, that thing is fat. Oh my god, it's so fat. So yeah, I saw this team and I was immediately like, I just don't like it at all. My main issue is, I mentioned this in my draft analysis, Alomomola is so weak, like offensively. Like it can switch in and take any hits on the physical side, but it can't dish any damage back, and that does make it setup fodder for a lot of physical sweepers, and we will see that come into play in this match, which is very upsetting. But anyways, I decided that Nidoking was going to be really good against his draft. He didn't bring either of his Megas, which was very interesting. He has Mega Garchomp, he has Mega Gyarados. So I brought the Nidoking, and the moveset I'm running, I think, is Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Fire Blast, and Earth Power. So the Thunderbolt is obviously for the Gyarados, which he didn't bring, so I should have put Sludge Wave on there, but whatever, that's fine. I think I brought Banded Crobat as well, because I worked out that it does do work against this draft. I'm pretty sure it 2-hit KOs everything except for the Tyrantrum, and probably the Rotom. Then I've got regular Dragon Dance Altaria with Fire Blast for the Escavalier, because Return plus Fire Blast takes out the Escavalier, which is fantastic. I think I brought Life Orb Raikou just because damage, and it 2-hit KOs the Donphan. And then I brought Balloon Heatran for the Volcarona in case it had Hidden Power Ground. So the game plan was basically don't let the Tyrantrum set up. Because that is how you lose this match, and unfortunately I didn't really stick to that. But we're going to jump into the battle right now, and we will see what happens, no spoilers. I'm going to lead off with the Crobat right here, as he does lead off with the Rotom. Now that made me think it was Scarfed, so I switched straight out into the Nidoking. I'm not about taking a Volt Switch on my Crobat, because that would suck. And I go for a Fire Blast on the switch right here, because it's my most damaging move against the Rotom. I do 57% with a crit. Now, I thought about that. I didn't calc it, but I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? Earth Power probably kills. It's stab, it has almost the same power. It's not going to be a crit, but whatever. Didn't kill, very sadly, because this thing is just gonna moonlight itself up and be fat and annoying. So I switched this thing in here. I didn't Mega up because I was afraid of the Thunder Wave on the Mashuna. I really didn't know what to expect from it, but I go for a Dragon Dance and he switches this thing in. Now the Escavalier does, I think it Okos with Iron Head on Altaria, or it 2-hit KOs regular Altaria, so there was no way I was staying in right there. I have to switch out. I have to get some prior damage on this thing so I can Fire Blast it and take it out. But he goes for the Iron Head as I switch in Fish, because he doesn't really have a Scald switch in on his team, was my thinking. So I go for a Toxic right here, not knowing that Mashuna gets synchronized. So I unwittingly Toxic myself, and it turns out that this thing has Heal Bell. He's shown Moonlight, he's going to show Heal Bell. This is a scary, scary Mashuna. It turns out he actually brought 3 setup sweepers. As you're going to see right here, the Mashuna is going to go for a Calm Mind. It is Calm Mind, Moonlight, Heal Bell, and Psyshock, which is terrifying because it means it has Quiver Dance Volcarona, Dragon Dance Tyrantrum, and Calm Mind Mashuna, which is awful. So we're going to go into Altaria right here because at +2, I calced it, we take about 70% from a Psyshock. So I decided I was going to Dragon Dance up here. I didn't Mega once again because I still didn't know what his last move was going to be. I should have Mega'd there because... Oh no, it was in case he switched in the Escavalier, I think. I'm not sure why I didn't Mega. But we Dragon Dance right there, and then we're going to go for a Return. It's not quite going to take him out, but he's not going to quite take us out with a Psyshock. And we go for another one to clean this thing up, and he switched out into the Escavalier. So the Dragon Dance plus Fire Blast combo that I was talking about, not Dragon Dance, Return, came into effect. We Fire Blast this thing, easy, dead Escavalier. Fantastic. Now the issue here is that he goes out into the Donphan, and I make the biggest misplay of my life because I'm dumb and stupid. Okay, I meant to click Return. I really did. There would have been no reason for me to click Dragon Dance. Ever. Ever. I wasn't going to switch Flufflepuff out fearing the Ice Shard because I didn't think I was going to get a chance to switch it back in and hit stuff. So I was leaving it in. I was going to hit this thing if I could. There was no reason for me to Dragon Dance ever, 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 ever. But it's a dragon. I was like, you know what? The dragon move will do loads of damage. So I just clicked the purple one, and not thinking, and then he'd clicked his move already, so I couldn't cancel it. It was awful. Anyways, if I'd clicked return right here, would have done 70% to the Donphan. I would have been able to revenge kill it with literally anything on my team. As it turns out, I'm an idiot. I click Dragon Dance. I go down to an Earthquake. So, stupid misplays are bad. This put me in a terrible position because this thing still has its sturdy intact and I can't kill it with an HP Ice, and 3 of my mons are weak to Earthquake, and it's awful. So I'm going to U-turn out into my Nidoking right here because I want to Ice Beam this. I want to Ice Beam this thing, and it's bad, and I couldn't, and oh, I'm so upset about that Dragon Dance because it was so dumb. But I'm going to go for an Ice Beam right here and take out the Mashuna, which is, you know, death fodder is death fodder, you know, whatever. He's going to go into the Volcarona. He's like, haha, gotcha, I'm going to set up on you. And then I go into my Balloon Heatran, and he's like, oh, maybe not. So he sets up a Quiver Dance right here, and then switches right back out, I believe, into the Donphan? Possibly? Oh no, he goes out into the Rotom on my Stone Age. I brought Stone Age because it does more to Volcarona than Ancient Power does, especially after boosts. Stone Age is actually an OHKO on Volcarona unless it's HP invested. So he goes for a Hex right here. I'm still assuming this is Choice Scarf, so that's kind of odd for me. I don't know why you bring Hex instead of Shadow Ball. I don't know, but I go for a Shadow Ball right here because it does the most damage to the Rotom, and then I go for an HP Ice, I think, I do believe HP Ice takes out the Donphan right here because we're Life Orb. Not sure if that would have taken it out without the Life Orb, but whatever. And now he brings in the Tyrantrum. And I'm going to Volt Switch over this thing. And I'm going to go out into a Lomomola. Yeah. I needed to bring a Scarfer in this match to beat the Tyrantrum +1 is what I needed to do. Because right here, I'm going to go for a Scald. And it's going to do 20%. And it turns out that this thing is Lumberry. So I get 23% there. And then I'm not going to bother wishing because I know how powerful this thing is. Look at that. That's crazy damage. So I go for another Scald. I snag the burn, but he's Lum. So it doesn't matter. And that is terrifying because I have nothing on my team that takes a hit from this thing. I switch in the Heatran. I thought, you know, it's neutral. Maybe I can take a hit. Maybe. But then I remembered that Head Smash is a 150 base power rock move, so it's neutral, it's 150 base power, and +2, stab, it's just horrible. So I just get good. I just dead Heatran. Heatran's dead. Tyrantrum's too powerful. The only way I can win this match at this point is if he misses a Head Smash. There is no other way. It OHKOs everything left on my team. So I switch in the Crobat. I'm like, you know what? The only way I can win this is if he misses... I can U-turn with Crobat and kill him and be in something else and it'll be fine. So I switch into Crobat right here and he actually misses the Head Smash, which is horrible for him. James, I am so sorry. I actually feel terrible about this match because that's not the only hacks that goes in my favor, unfortunately. Well, the next thing isn't really hacks, it's just kind of luck. I don't know. But I'm going to U-turn off of him and take out his Tyrantrum right there, which is really sad for him because he was in a position to win. He was going to 3-0 me. And it was going to be really sad for me. But unfortunately, the no luck of running less than 100% accuracy moves has struck, and he has missed his Head Smash, and that's very sad. So we're going to U-turn off with Crobat, and we're going to go out into the Raikou, because we can U-turn off of both of his remaining mons, except for this thing, which I can Thunderbolt and do 50% to, but then he Quiver Dances up and is terrifying, because... Again, he's faster than everything, and he OHKOs everything, I think, with Fire Blast. Now, something that I didn't realise was, my speed creeping with Crobat actually saved me in this match. I speed crept, I didn't invest fully in speed, I speed crept his fastest mon, and then put the rest in HP, which actually allowed me to have 160 EVs in HP, which saved this game for me. Because at +1, Volcarona's Fire Blast, I think, does 94 to 110% with 160 HP investment. So he Fire Blasts me right here and gets a low roll and leaves me on 1%, which allows me to Brave Bird him and take out the Volcarona, which is unfortunate. I got the 10% chance for him to miss the Head Smash, and I got the... what is it, like... 40% chance to live the Fire Blast, which is really unfortunate, and I'm sorry about that, James. There's nothing I can do about it. It happens. I feel terrible. I've never felt this bad about winning a game of Pokemon, honestly. Like, it's just, oh, he was in a position to sweep me 2 times, and just bad luck meant that I still won the game. I have no idea how it happened. But that is going to be the end of our second game for week 1 of the IEP. We're going to end our first week 2-0 with a +6 differential. So we're in a really good position for the season, actually. We are currently the only team... Well, no, I think there's one other team that's undefeated at this point. And we're just doing super good. We're just doing super good, and I'm super happy about it. So, if you guys are hyped for more IEP battles, remember to come back the same time next week for week 2's battles. And I will see you then, guys.